think the mentality. You mean to like develop?
Yeah.
To develop original stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, for you to develop original stuff, I think in breaking, I mean, it's obviously it's still possible. It's not like it's impossible. It's just I feel like today it's a lot easier for you to develop what would be considered a dope style back in the 90s. It's easier for you to pick it up now because you can just take and see so much, But even today, I still think that, you can be a very original b-boy, and it doesn't mean that you have to be the guy that's super flexible. You can still be simple and be original too, I think it has to do with the way you take your time. I think it has to do with the way you learn the dance. If you learn it and you want to be, if you learn it and you already want to be big right away, you want to be on the big stage competing on all these big events, and you want to be doing all the big moves that you see on YouTube or wherever you're getting your inspiration from. If you're doing all those big moves, then you're not learning the concept of breaking. You're not learning the concept of being original in breaking. Those moves are important because those moves, it's okay to learn the air flares, the windmills, the 90s, the headspins. The universal stuff is good to learn, but it's what are you going to do with those moves? That's like the real question, Like, what are you going to do with those moves? How are you going to change those moves for you to have your own original moves? Because all those moves are going to help you create, those moves are what's going to help you create your stuff. So, not necessarily that you have to do a flare 90, but you can maybe do a flare freeze transition that nobody's doing, It comes from the same cloth. Like, if I do flare 90, that means I got to flare and go to my hands and spin, right? If I want to get creative with that, what I do flare, and then I find the transition to the top, to my hands, and then maybe I decide to freeze or do some kind of move with my hands instead of 90. And so then that alone already changes the variation of the move, and it makes it look different. So there's ways to be original still, and I think it just has to do with the way you learn and the way you take your time with the dance. And, I think you really have to go after what you enjoy doing. If you like getting the crowd's applause for hopping on your hands, and that's cool too. There's nothing wrong in that. Like that's just what you like to do. But if you want to be original and you want to leave an impact on the dance, I think you really have to find those moves that give you confidence. Find those moves that give you self-confidence in what you do. If you do a move and you like the way it makes you feel, but then the guy is standing.